two of the most nominated and awarded digital dramas that two of the most nominated and awarded digital dramas that we have. I'm very excited to be here. First act, we're going to be talking with the creators and one of the stars, and then we will, over the next 45 minutes or so, bring on some of the fabulous actors from each of the shows. So I am here with Gregory J. Martin and James Bland, two of my very favorite people. And they are the brains and the talent, behind these shows.
Thank you.
So you guys kind of both do it all, right?
Yes.
I mean, Gregory, you write it and direct it.
Yes.
And created it. Mm-hmm. And you write it and direct it and star in it.
Yeah,
So-
partly. Yeah, partly. Season 2, I brought on more directors, and we created a writer's room. So I share those responsibilities in our second season, but the first season, I was the sole writer, director of the show.
So what is that like? I mean, when you think, we watch these shows, they look just like the network shows, and like a million people accomplish what you do on the network shows. I mean, I mean, how do you guys take that on? It just seems like a huge undertaking. I mean,
For me, and I'm sure for you too, it's no sleep.
no sleep comes
Yes,
without saying.
no sleep.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
That's, I think. But I do have a writing partner and a couple producing partners. But Wendy and I write the show together.
The wonderful Wendy Rich.
Yes.
Yes.
She's great. And then
Yes.
Christos is my producing partner, and we
Christos.
kind of produce the show together. And we have a team of people who make it happen. It does take an army. So.
Yeah.
It does, and
Yeah, same. It really requires a team, even though we're wearing multiple hats. Myself alone, I could not, do this show without my producers or without my writing team or the brilliant directors, that we brought on to really carry the baton and, get the show made. I think it's just a matter of really figuring out what the necessity is and really focusing on getting the necessities done so we can still have production value in front of the camera. And I think some of the luxuries we just kind of go without. Like there are times where our actors may come, you know, wardrobe or hair and makeup ready, you know, simply because we don't have the trailer, you know,
Right.
with the hair and makeup
Right.
department. Or, you know, my producers may step in at times and pick up craft services or help with the production design because we just need those extra hands.
Yeah.
Even though we'll have a production designer or like PAs kind of doing those things, it's really just all hands on deck. And I think on the bigger shows, everyone is in their position, and there's like these rules that if that's not your job, you don't do it.
Oh, yeah.
And so if you're
Don't
not
move that chair.
don't move that chair
Right.
if that's not your job. But I think when you're dealing in the digital space and you don't have a million people on set, we are more comfortable with other folks stepping in and out of different positions.
Yeah, it was like once I overheard somebody from the broadcast show saying, "Oh, we knew that we lost some of our budget when they took away our donuts." And it was like, "Oh, well, we're lucky if we get donuts." So
Yeah. Yeah. No, but donuts are important.
Yes.
Yeah. No. But both of you do your shows totally on locations, right? There are no sets.
sometimes
But
we
there are
will,
sets.
well, yeah,
Right.
very infrequently for us we might go into a studio and shoot on a set, but it's not too often. It's all location shooting most of the time.
So like you were really in a hospital and really in a,
Yes, we've always been in a
and you're using
real hospital. yeah.
real apartments, real.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like my apartment is the standing set
Oh.
for Giants. Is where a day, you know, currently lives. In season 1, my apartment was where Malachi lived. And so, yeah, we utilize, you know, our homes
Yeah.
as the homes of the characters as well.
That's
Yeah.
amazing though.
For our show, we have the Garrett Estate, which is supposed to be this grand
Right.
estate, but it actually is like 5 different locations to make it appear like this gigantic estate. But
Yeah.
it's part of Mary Beth's house, and then we got a couple different locations. The Mackenzie, Westmore, the Westmores, the part of the Westmore's home. So it's like it's a combination of a bunch of different houses to make up the estate.
And so you basically, do you consider yourself like the pioneer of all this? I mean,
Oh, thank you.
You're going into your 10th year, right? I
Yes.
mean, can anybody else say that? I don't think so.
I think there are a couple shows. I know Anacostia has been around.
Anacostia is that one? I thought that was a little bit shorter, but
No, I think they're the same as us.
yeah, they're great.
It might be.
they're
It
great.
actually might even be a little. I don't know. I think they're either they might be a little shorter or just a little. But I know they've been around for a while. And then there were some other shows that kind of came and then they left for a few years and then they came back. And
Yeah.
But for the most part, yeah, I think the Bay's one of the longer.
So what was it like when you were kind of the only ones? There were just like 1 or 2 or 3 of you.
Yeah.
And look what it's turned into.
Yeah.
You know, this year we had to do a prenom round for the show, let alone the actors, because I think there were 28 entries into the digital drama show category,
Right.
which is like, wow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, we at our academy, we totally believe that everybody needs to watch what they vote for. And so in order to do that, to actually get judges to not have to spend 29 hours, we did that prenom thing where you did your 15-minute versions and then we got to the nominations. But I think anyone who got a nomination this year, it's really a tribute because of the competition. I mean, the competition was huge. Was just huge.
Yeah, I mean, there's some really great shows like Giants is like one of my favorites, and I think it's great to be. I mean, I think we've always had like certain shows that every year there's been like really quality shows, and it would be great if they came back, but some of them just don't come back and they take years off and stuff. But like East Siders, right? East Siders is another great
East
show.
Siders is going to come back, I believe,
Yeah.
That's a great show.
later this year.
Conversations in LA is wonderful.
Conversations in LA, I'm not sure if they're coming
Yeah.
back, but I was so impressed with it. It was different than everything else with that one camera.
I
It
love
reminded me
that.
of Alfred Hitchcock's Rope, with the one shot and it never ended. Yeah, I
Yes.
love that. I love
And
that.
also,
Yeah.
there was one show that was great, and I remember when we saw it, we were just kind of like, "Oh my goodness!" It was East Los High, which was a wonderful.
It was a very good show. Yeah,
it's a really good-
They didn't come back this year.
No, I know
yeah.
they're not doing anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but it's just very impressive, and it's and the quality of the talent that you guys get is very impressive. I mean, we're going to meet some of them in a little while. But
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
yeah. Now, did you say you're doing some kind of a spin-off or something?
Maybe.
You're not allowed to say. Maybe I didn't hear that. But
Possibly.
just kind of watch the social media.
Yes, we have some news that we'll be sharing soon.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, but there's more Bay coming.
There's definitely more bait coming. We're shooting, we've already shot some of season 5. We shot some in Turks and Caicos, which was amazing. And
We'll
they
talk
were-
about
they were
that. That
wonderful.
couldn't have been hard to take.
No, it was actually, it was harder for me than anybody else as the showrunner because
Sure.
everyone's in the tropical island and everyone wants to just kind of relax and
Right.
have a good time. So
You're
things are
trying to wrangle
moving.
people to get to
Right.
So it's
It's
not
not
easy.
why you're there.
Tell
Yes.
them about a pool.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. But people are having such a great time, and everything moves slower in the Caribbean. So it was like and we had so many pages to shoot in such a small amount of time. But the footage looks amazing. I can't wait for people to see it, and it's part of season 5. But we're actually about to release next month. We'll be releasing the second half of season 4 first, and then that's another 4 installments, and then after that we're going into production, or we're already in pre-production, but we start principal photography on season 5, more of season 5, and then we're hoping to release some more before the end of the year. So
So you're going to have a lot of stuff to choose from.
yes,
For the Emmys.
yeah, it'll be fun.
And then you're still scrambling around trying to figure out what comes next, right?
Yeah, and
But we need Giants
Yes,
back,
we need
James. We
Giants.
need Giants
Yeah,
back this year.
And I wouldn't even say scrambling, but we're just kind of in a place where we've been so blessed as a result of Giants, where we're really busy, working on other things. I'm currently writing a feature for Columbia, pictures right now. Vanessa just finished writing on Animal Kingdom. She's now writing on a CBS All Access show. Jay August, who's another writer on our show, is on NBC Councils of Dads. And so as a result of not only the success of Giants, but just like the work that we were doing prior, to the show. And Terrence is, on a show called Bigger. He just did a Geico commercial. Sean is always working on something. And so very busy, cast and crew. However, Giants is definitely still a priority. It was just, figuring out how to fit it into, our production schedules.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess in my world, I forget that you guys have other lives beyond
beyond
Giants.
the shows, right.
Because, just that's my world.
Yeah.
And we love it so much, so we need you
Yeah, we definitely need
to do
Giants.
more.
sure,
The
yeah.
quality is amazing.
Thank you.
And I get, like with the Bay, I get so sucked into the story, that I need to know more. Are we good, Kent? I see you creeping around over there. Okay.
Progressive, not Geico, right? Progressive, my bad. Oof. Just trying to remember.
So, you going to give us any teases about what's coming
Well,
up?
I think I did, right, with the Turks and Caicos stuff. I
Yeah,
don't know
that's
what
a
else I could-
location tease.
We need some story. We need-
Yeah,
Right.
what can I say that's okay that Wendy won't kill me for? But
That's up to you. But
yeah,
I don't want to get you
know.
in trouble.
Yeah, I don't know what I can say. I'll think about it.
Yeah.
I know James and I were just talking, and basically we left all the best friends estranged at the end of.
Yeah.
That-
So at the end of our second season, Malachi has completely ruined his friendship with Journey and Ade as a result of him just stumbling down this dark path, completely losing himself, and kind of getting caught up in some of the traps and the pitfalls of Hollywood, like, drug abuse, and, people who don't necessarily have your best interest, at heart. So he gives this drunken, drug-induced speech, at his 30th birthday, and says some really hurtful and hateful things to his friends. And so after that, they don't speak in the finale at all. He's reaching out to Journey, and he's trying to make it right. Him and Ade have a moment in the episode after, in episode 206, where they finally have a sit down and a conversation. And Ade says, "I don't recognize the person you become." And Malachi says, "I don't recognize him, either." And he really comes face to face with the man that he's become. And so he returns home to Atlanta. And so now Malachi's in Atlanta, Journey and Ade are still in Los Angeles, but they're not speaking. And so the big question in our writer's room, even when we wrote the end of that season, was how do they come back from this? Like how or what does Malachi do to really reconcile these relationships? And in the room, we didn't know at the time. We were like, well, we'll figure it out
Yeah.
when we get there. And I think that's still a question of how do you mend broken relationships? And so I'm really excited to explore that theme. I've always been really big as a creator to leave the characters in a hopeful place, because we take them on such a sometimes a traumatic, ride throughout the season. But I always wanted to leave these characters in a place where if we don't see them again, our audience will at least feel a sense of hope that they're on a path towards redemption, a path towards just living better and bigger lives, and ultimately on a path that we feel like they have the tools to defeat their giants. Because that's the entire purpose of the show, is to give our audience, that hopeful, feeling that at the end of the day, your giants don't win if you figure out how to defeat them.
Cool. I actually have 2 questions for James. Can I?
You go for it.
What's
Go
up?
for it.
One question.
Yeah.
How do you find such amazingly talented actors? Because they're all so amazing.
Yeah, I'm an actor myself, and so classes, and a lot of the actors are my friends, and so I've witnessed their work. Like I've seen other projects that they've done, and so I just kind of know what they're capable, of. Like Vanessa and I, we've known each other since high school. She grew up on television. Vanessa has always been one of the most talented,
Yes.
actresses that I've known, and so I kind of had a front row seat to her brilliance. And I'm just really happy that I was able to share that with the rest of the world when Hollywood couldn't see it. That Giants was that platform
Yeah.
where they now can see that
Yeah.
she's an Emmy-winning caliber,
Yeah,
actress.
Yep.
And Terrence, he auditioned for that role. He worked for it. We gave that man, I think, 5 pages of dialogue for his first audition, and he was in Vegas and he had to fly in, for it. And then with Sean just being a multi-hyphenate, with the day we needed someone who was a dancer, that was important. Someone who could carry the emotional weight, and I know he could do that because of his training.
Yeah.
He went to a conservatory.
Yeah.
And so these are actors who are trained, who really have put in the work, in terms of perfecting their craft.
Well, it shows.
So
It shows.
the universe just kind of brought
And
it together. Yeah.
We'll talk when Vanessa's on here in
Yeah.
a few minutes, but her speech,
Yeah.
I want to talk about all the speeches, because the speeches this year were all so emotional. I think more than any other award show I've seen this year, and it was all so from the heart. But Vanessa basically saying that you gave her the chance to be an Emmy Award-winning actress, and that made me cry.
Yeah.
It did.
Me
it
too.
did. It made her cry.
Same here.
Right.
And the other question that I had was, do you have to be a certain height to be on Giants?
You have to be-
That's funny. But you know what? The honest answer is no. I think maybe subconsciously, I wanted to put other tall people around me, because that's been a struggle for me as an actor in this business. Is sometimes I felt that maybe I didn't get the role because of my height, because so many factors go into casting beyond if you gave a great performance or a great
Yeah.
audition, but they're thinking about who are they casting you opposite of, and I'm a freaking giant,
Yeah.
and so framing is going to be really difficult. So I probably kind of projected that into the universe, and as a result, these tall actors kind of came.
Except
to me.
Vanessa is kind
Yeah.
of the what is wrong with this picture.
Right. Vanessa's home team. So whatever I was gonna do, Vanessa was gonna be a part of it. But I got
Yeah.
a question for you, man.
Oh, okay.
Because I got this question quite a bit after the Emmys, in terms of the opportunities that you as a creator, that you've provided to these well-deserving actors to have the opportunity not only to be nominated, but to be Emmy winning. How does that feel for you, or do you ever take the time to really sit in that in terms of
Thank you. I appreciate
the amount of Emmys that you've not only say allowed, but that you created the space for these actors to be able to work out and to really showcase their talents in a way where they can be recognized?
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I don't even know how to answer that. I think it does. I try to provide the best material possible, but I do have an amazing cast, and they deliver, and they win because they deliver. They're nominated because they deliver, and I think it's I'm just blessed, like you said.
Yeah.
I'm just blessed to be around some amazing, super talented actors, and I'm grateful to have them.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
there are frantically waving at me because I'm already way over for Act One. But hell, we can do what we want, right? So what we're going to do is, while we bring in some of your favorite actors from the Bay for the next act, and then we'll be doing the actors from Giants in the next act, we're going to show you a couple of clips of the Bay and hopefully get this transition done in time. Otherwise, you'll see us scrambling around. So we'll be right back.
Cool. That was awesome.
That was great.
No, look, that's not good enough. She is gonna make it. Now you get back in there and you save her. Cause she's coming back!
I'm so sorry, Pete.
She's gone.
She's not gonna. She'll wake up for me. I know it. I'm gonna go.
Pete,
Hey! No, I promise! I promise she'll wake up for me! No, she will! I know she'll come back for me! Get off of me!
if I lose Will, I will have lost the only man who's ever loved me. You know that.
Please don't worry. You're gonna get through this, okay? I promise you, you're gonna be okay. You knew that I was struggling and you didn't...
Because I don't understand it, Daniel. I don't. Christ. Maybe I just thought it'd go away.
Go away. You really think that this is just gonna go away? Dad, this is who I am. I mean, this would just go away and you knew. You're telling me right now that you knew I was gay. What do you mean she didn't make it? She has to make it.
You know, we did everything we could to resuscitate her.
No, look, that's not good enough. She is gonna make it. Now you get back in there and you save her. Cause she's coming back.
I'm so sorry, Pete.
She's gone.
She's not gonna. She'll wake up for me. I know it. I'm gonna go.
Pete,
Hey!
no,
I promise! I promise she'll wake up for me! No, she will! I know she'll come back for me! Get off of me!
If I lose Will, I will have lost the only man who's ever loved me. You know that.
Please don't worry. You're gonna get through this, okay? I promise you, you're gonna be okay. You knew that I was struggling and you didn't...
Because I don't understand it, Daniel. I don't. Christ. Maybe I just thought it'd go away.
Go away. You really think that this is just gonna go away? Dad, this is who I am. I mean, this would just go away and you knew. You're telling me right now that you knew I was gay.
And we're back. Now, it took a little bit longer than we thought, but we're back. And I hope you enjoyed the clips from the Bay twice. I'm really, really happy to be sitting here with actually all Emmy winners from everyone on this couch is an Emmy winner from the Bay. We have Christos Andrews, who has like 75 Emmys, right? the beautiful Jade Harlow.
Thank you.
Who actually won last year, was nominated this year.
Yeah.
And Eric Nelson with his big win last year. And Gregory's still with us, and he also has quite a few of them. So welcome, guys.
Thank you
Welcome.
for having us.
Yeah.
Welcome,
Thanks,
welcome. Again, the work you guys are doing is unbelievable, unbelievably wonderful.
Appreciate it.
And Eric, I should say that, Sean, who won the guest actor
Yes.
this year, I just read an interview with him basically saying it's because he got to do the scenes with you, which I would not disagree with at all. I mean, just they play father and son.
Which we just saw in the clips, yeah.
Yeah, and if it wasn't obvious, the son is coming out to the father, actually his coming out was what won you the Emmy last year.
Yeah.
So it's strong stuff.
Yeah,
It's
thank
strong
you so
stuff.
much. It's funny, my mom has a Google alert on my name, and so she likes to send me all the articles she finds. And so just the other day, she forwarded me. She's like, "Oh my God, Sean's so nice. Read this article." So it was really touching and really meant a lot to me that he shouted me out like that. And,
Yeah.
he's equally as amazing of an acting partner. So it was.
Yeah, the scene was so compelling because I think you both used it.
Yes.
You know, which was absolutely right.
Yeah. Thank you. We had a good time shooting it together too.
Yeah, you guys killed it together. That was
They did.
that was great. That was
And
touching.
Jade, this year you were ripping our heart apart.
Oh.
We had lots of tears this year.
Oh my gosh, so many.
We had her.
And this year
lose-
she was
well,
nominated for lead actress.
Yes, nominated for lead actress this year. And your character lost your mother.
Yes.
And shot her boyfriend
Yes.
dead. And just a typical day in Bay City, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
No dull moments.
It's a hard day for Leanna.
Oh my God.
It's a hard life for Leanna.
It is a hard life for Leanna. God bless her.
Yeah,
Straight up.
yeah. And for Pete, again, my favorite scene you maybe have done on the show is in the hospital when they tell you that she's gone and you say, no, you can bring her back. It would
Oh my
kind of
God,
rip
yeah.
my heart out, really.
Yeah, I agree.
Which got him a Best Actor nomination this year and a win last year.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that scene was.
So how hard is it, guys, when you gotta dredge all that up? And how many times do you have to do it? I guess it's a double-edged question.
And how angry do you get at me every time?
Well, yes. No. This past season was really hard because as emotional as Leanna is and as hard as her life has been and always been, my biggest fear in life is losing my mother. And so before I shot those scenes, I called my mother because I just needed to hear her voice and know she was okay. Because when I went into thinking I had lost her, my mother, Leanna's mother, all of that just bubbled up. And sometimes when you're doing emotional work, it can be very cathartic because it can be things that you've been emotionally sitting on and stuffing down for years, and you have this opportunity to give it away, get rid of it, lose it, just show it all and go through it. But this was where I had to get the taste of what that level, that profound of a loss would be like. And then was shooting my boyfriend, there's different types of relationships and different types of boyfriends and girlfriends and different loves, and Leanna literally didn't have a single person on the planet anymore that cared if she lived or died, and she lost both of those people in just a couple of days of each other. So it was difficult to think along the lines of being completely alone.
Well, now, just as a viewer, I think Pete cares about you, though.
That's
right.
He did come to the jail
Amen.
and got me.
That was a nice scene, too, in the jail. I think that was
Thanks.
part of your submission, right?
Yeah.
I think,
Thanks,
Dude,
yeah.
yeah,
Thank
that,
you.
and thanks for being so giving as a scene partner in that.
Oh, you too.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate
Kind of
it.
piggybacking off what she said as well. You asked kind of like how we feel when we get that kind of dialogue and just that intense storyline from this guy. I think that all three of us here will say the same thing as far as it's the kind of material and dialogue and character arcs that every actor would dream of playing. So we're given this opportunity. So yes, it's heavy and draining, and we leave that day feeling down and
But it's neat.
but it's me, and we
Yeah.
really get to sink our teeth into something which
Right.
I feel I audition for stuff all the time, and 1 out of every 100 is like a script or size that I really would, challenge myself as an actor, and this has done that the entire time. So it's thank you.
Yeah, it's nice and
Thank
potent.
you.
And,
Thank you guys for delivering. That's
well, thanks for the good material.
Yeah, I actually think some of their best work was in season. I mean, they always do amazing work, but some of their best work was in season 4. I think your best scene on the show, period, was that hospital scene. That was
The one that I was talking about?
yeah. It was just
It was just so amazing
But
and so
phenomenal.
real and heart-wrenching. And
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you.
Gosh, yeah. I
That
mean,
means a lot.
And that's, how the show tends to be, basically, Eric, did you say you were doing something else right now, too? Something a little slashy?
But tonight, I have to leave here and do a photo shoot and some press stuff for the premiere tonight of a movie I've got coming out called Nightmare Cinema with Mickey Rourke.
And Maurice Bernard.
And Maurice,
Maurice
yeah.
Bernard.
Maurice
Maurice
Bernard,
Bernard.
yeah, which is great.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you guys know each other?
No, didn't know each other.
And
Really
wasn't it the same
sweet man.
DP as the Bay?
As the Bay,
Yeah,
yeah, which was wild and
No,
so
he's
random. But
Terrific. That was another, Emmy win this year with emotion, so much emotion. When we get to the next act, we'll talk about Terrence from Giants, speaking of emotion. But I love that. I love that. I don't know, I just feel like the Daytime Emmys, it has this community and heart that I don't necessarily see elsewhere. And it's more than just, hey, I won an Emmy. It's like, I won an Emmy. Yeah, and that
Yeah.
means a lot.
Oh, yeah.
It's
You
deep.
know
It's
that.
a community thing.
Yeah.
It's appreciated.
You put the work in because you think someone out there is living this, and you have to honor them, and you have to be as truthful to them as you can be. And then when you put the work in, and it's your peers that do the voting,
Yeah.
the honor is so much more enriched because it's coming from people whose work you also watch and admire.
And I said this to you before, the number of entries in the digital categories, not only the show category, but the acting categories, it's not the cliche that the nomination is the honor. It's true, because to get nominated in those categories this year, you had to go through, the list that you had to go through was like this.
Yeah.
So to make it down to the 5 nominees is quite a tribute out of all those people.
Yeah.
Thank you.
For all of you.
Thank you.
And then it's, I always say it's just kind of luck of the draw who's going to win. And I've stopped predicting because I'm always wrong.
Yeah.
It's just hard to know. You think about what are judges doing and what happened that day that made them like this instead of that, or who did you remind them of that they liked or didn't like.
Right.
And there's just so many variables that we never get to know about. Yeah, but you all voted too, right?
Oh yeah, it took 3
Yeah.
days.
So you saw all the work.
Watch all of
I
it.
mean, in
Every
the
minute
pre-nominations,
of every
yeah.
scene,
Yeah.
I watched all the work.
Yeah.
Enjoyed
Pretty
it.
amazing
It was
stuff.
a lot of good work this year.
Yeah.
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 Really inspiring work.
Yeah, yeah. So what else are you up to?
I just wrapped a picture called Long Lost Sister. It'll be a Lifetime picture.
Oh.
And I can't say much more
Okay.
because you never know if you're the victim or the killer.
Yeah.
So you'll have to keep an eye out for that. We'll be out of post in July and it'll probably air sometime in August.
Great.
are you the sister or
Mm-mm.
can't tease that?
Can't even-
I'm,
you can't
I'm
spoil
not
it.
the sister.
Okay.
She's another
I can
character.
say that. Yes.
Okay.
And what about you? You got all kinds of stuff going on always, right? Now,
Thanks,
are
yeah.
you're entered in the Primetime Emmys for something?
Yeah, that's right. It's called a place called Hollywood, and I'm very grateful with the response that it's been getting. It's something that you put your heart and soul into, and everyone involved put their heart and soul into. It was a journey at heart for me and soul. It's a very truth-based project.
So it's a drama?
It's a drama, but it's kind of a dramedy as well. It'll make you laugh and cry, and it's just there's a lot of truth in it, and it's these kinds of projects that I love, and I love to be involved with. The projects that, I feel like the greater purpose we all have in what we're doing in creating content is to allow people to absorb truth in their heart and to be moved that way, and for it to expand that way, their awareness, their feeling on it. And this project really, it does that. It's at the least for people in our industry and actors and pretty much everyone, it's a cathartic release that's shared with everyone who watches. But it's also, it serves as like a beacon of truth for anyone who wants to come out on a heartful whim to pursue their dreams.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it. So where can we see it?
Right now, it's in the process of selling, but you can see it on the Laney website, laneyentertainment.com.
Okay, yeah, because I got to see it.
And they also did, this past year, they did a football movie together, The Last Whistle.
That's right, and that's doing well in all the festivals. And
Yeah,
that was a good time.
it's now available to pre-order on iTunes, and it actually hits theaters around the country June 28th.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Did you produce that too?
I did.
Yeah, you did.
Wow. And you're in the process of producing something else too.
Yes, my biggest production yet, as we call it.
Shoot.
We're having a baby girl September 27th, Sainty and I.
That is so excited.
I know.
I'm
we're
so
very
exciting. Yeah.
Go, Daddy.
I know. Maybe you'll see her in a submission one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
No, but if anyone who knows Eric, he's going to be an amazing daddy. Yeah.
You know, I thought I was emotional before, but now it's like I just think of
new
things and
levels,
watch
right?
movies, and I'm just tears streaming down my face thinking about what's about to come.
Yeah, I always say that when you have a child, because I have two, my son's actually moving out here this summer, but we, it actually really defines the meaning of love. And you see love in a whole different perspective.
Yeah, a whole different level. Absolutely.
We
Well,
always
it's so exciting.
we refer to Gregory now as Uncle G.
Yeah.
Already.
Uncle G, I like it.
Dude, I gotta go have a baby now.
No.
I hope you are the one who has the baby.
It's not likely,
Yes.
but interesting.
Like-
Maybe we got a movie there.
Like some sci-fi.
Yes.
Like
nice.
the ages are growing.
I
I
would
get
watch
it, yeah.
that.
Like the whole process. Like I hope you hold my hand.
just Yes.
That's hysterical. That's hysterical.
Okay.
Well, be really,
That won't
really,
be an episode of The Bay.
Shoot.
So be really, really, really proud of yourselves, all of you. And
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to a lot more from all of you and from Gregory. Because your show is entered in the Primetime Emmys too, right? The show.
The place called Hollywood, yeah. That's,
Yeah.
And so fingers crossed, we'll see. We made the pre-nom round, and so we're now up for consideration in 2 categories, so we'll see what happens.
Grateful
Well,
for that.
we'll send great thoughts that way.
Thank
And
you.
thank you guys.
Thank you for having us.
And so now we're going to try another one of our famous transitions here. We'll see how many times you have to watch the clips from Giants. But
Nice.
we're going to switch out and bring in some of the fabulous actors from Giants. Thank you to the Bay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you guys soon.
Yeah,
Thanks, Gregory.
Thank you.
All right.
I don't want to talk right now.
They stop. You okay?
No, not okay.
I'm sorry, dude. Obviously been drinking or something.
He humiliated me.
What he said about us? What he said about you?
What do you mean?
Ever since we've met, I felt like there's been a wall. I thought that was because you're in the closet. But do you have feelings for Malachi?
First day we met, we spent the whole day together. No good heaven. And then about a month in, he started talking about girls, and I kept telling myself a day, just keep your cool. You're barking up the wrong tree. And every time I'm almost over it, he gives me some little thing to hang my feelings on. A crumb. I can't move on until I know.
You're in love with the straight guy because the straight guy can't get caught. And if the straight guy never gets caught, you don't have to deal with who you really are. I'm right here, Day. I'm here. I'm real. know what? Give me a call when you're ready.
Candace, is this about the chicken salad? Because I'll clean it up, I promise. Candace.
Hey, let's go.
Candace.
Journey.
Candace, are you ignoring? Candace. Candace. You just gonna ignore me like you do the rest of your problems? No, wait. Candace, I'll clean up. I'll eat whatever you want me to eat. You can't just put me out like this, Candace. Candace! I will clean up. I'll be better. I'll do everything you want me to do. Candace, you can't put me out like this. Candace, I'm talking to you!
Somebody was quite sure. We did manage to fill up the couch again with more beautiful people, and everybody I think has a microphone on.
Sure do.
I am here
Hi.
with the amazing cast of Giants, and James, as you all know, is more than the creator and director and writer. He's also the star, and Vanessa, our leading lady, and Terrence. We'll talk about your Emmy win, which was just astounding this year, and my man Sean Samuels over there.
Hi, David.
Who is just like the triple, quadruple threat of all time.
Hey.
And I could watch him dance, just sit for 12 hours and watch him dance.
Well, thank you very much.
We got to see a little bit of it in the show this year.
He sings too.
And yeah, I've never heard you sing.
Oh yeah, I can send you a soundbite. I'll send you a soundbite.
And yeah, so you're even coming to us from Broadway, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I did a couple shows on Broadway before I moved to LA in 2012, yeah.
Wow, so it's been a while now.
So it's been a while.
Yeah, yeah. You were in Spider-Man, right?
I was in Spider-Man. That was the show that sent me to Los Angeles. There was a lot of things happening in that show, but it was a fun show to do. A lot of things I learned about myself, doing such a big show and working with such huge directors, Julie Taymor, of course. But yeah, my Broadway.
Did you have to fly around?
I did have to fly around. That wasn't the scariest part.
No?
I did some flying in some other shows too, and that was a scarier flight because I was flying over the house and I was like looking down at people. The flight in Spider-Man was different. It was slow motion and I had a mask on, so I didn't get to see anything happening actually, but it was still fun.
Do you miss the stage?
Yeah, I do miss the stage. There's a certain honesty that the stage has and possesses that television doesn't really have. Or you have to search deeper for it, but I do miss the stage.
Yeah, and it's like one shot, right?
One shot. If you mess up, and you just grin and bear it.
Don't do it over, you just keep going, right? Right. Your win was amazing, Vanessa.
Thank you.
And so well deserved.
Thank you.
So well deserved. And we've been kidding around all day that she is the only person in this cast who is not a giant.
As I'm sitting on the couch, my feet don't
Her
touch
feet
the
aren't
ground.
even touching the ground. No, but we have all these men, and we have Vanessa, who is 5'1", right?
Yes.
Right? And
Yes, and everybody here is well over 6 feet. Like they're not even looking at 6 feet. So for us, filming is sometimes a little bit of a challenge. There are people sitting a lot more when they're in frame with me than you would probably have to do in real life, but we make it work.
So Journey is quite a complex woman, your character?
Yes, Journey is complex. Journey is a woman who lost her mother when she was fairly young and was raised by a single father, her and her older sister. And in many ways, her mother was her champion, and so she's felt like the black sheep of her family for a while. With that and a bunch of other things that have happened just throughout the trajectory of her life, she was diagnosed with depression, and she's been dealing with it in a family that doesn't necessarily consider depression or any mental illness real. And so she's kind of in this moment in her life where she's trying to figure out what the next thing is, because she's trying to figure out who she is. And we see her go through this journey, ironically, we see her go through this journey within the context of her friendships with her best friend Malachi, who she's met in college and also had a brief relationship with, and her other best friend who she met through Malachi as well, Aday.
Yeah, and it all gets pretty complicated.
It gets very complicated, but life is complicated, and that was the beauty of the character.
It is, yeah. And again, you had to really dredge up some stuff this season. It was pretty darn impressive.
Thank you.
It really was. Again, we keep referring to that party scene, which you all have to go and find it and watch it, where Malachi kind of goes wrong.
Yeah.
All the way wrong.
So gracious.
Breaks bad.
And speaking of which, and then we have with Aday, who, if any of you don't know, basically has an unrequited love for Malachi, who has no interest in that. And he found love for a little while.
Yeah.
With you.
Quasi, yeah.
So, should we talk about your Emmy win? It was like one of the great moments of all time.
It's still surreal, because that morning, Friday, I'm shooting a show in Atlanta, and I got off set at like 3 a.m. And they told me like, oh, well, we need to do pickup shots, so you can't go to the Emmys. And I was like, what?
Well, I didn't know anything about
this.
this.
Yes, the producers, everybody came to my trailer. People I never even seen before were in the trailer trying to tell me I'm not going. I'm like, nope, the car's done. I know we had like a lift situation. I'm like, no, it's done. The suit is bought. And so I got here, so we got on the plane, they worked it out. I got on the plane, got here at like 10, did another self-tape for an audition, and then got dressed and got to the, so everything was just moving so fast, and it was hot, the red carpet, it was a lot
really
of things
hot
moving
day.
on. And I was just trying to stay awake, and like, and then I'm going up for an award that I never even dreamed of even being nominated for. And so next thing you know, they called my name, and I literally was blown away. I think I grabbed everybody. I threw my phone, his phone went somewhere, and I was trying to pull everybody on stage with me, but then I snatched him.
Naturally, almost fell in the aisle.
They didn't see that part. We got it on tape where I literally almost broke his neck, pulled him down.
I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah, and just being there, you dream of stuff like that, and actually being on that stage for doing something that some people told you that you would never do, and that because you were from a little town like Cleveland, Mississippi, you never had anybody in your family or anybody on TV unless it's the news. So to actually be there in that moment and think about all that, and it's about me, but it's not about me, because it's bigger, because even now people in my circle are like, oh, you had to win for us. What do you mean? They say you need to win so that we know that this is real. All this hard work, sometimes not having money, starving. It's an audition. Do you put gas in your car to go to audition, or do you eat tonight? Like, those are real decisions that I've made several different times, even leading up to the Emmys. So just having it, being in that moment, and then sharing it with Sean, it was the best thing, because in the actual process of filming, I will always say I can trust him. Even if I wasn't too clear on the script, I can look in his eyes, and he just has this thing where I knew what was next, because I could trust Sean on everything. So that's why.
That's a gift, right?
It was surreal. And so
if Sean, I hope it's okay to share this, but when you dragged Sean up there, and there was a good possibility that award was going to go to Sean. So I was at the producer's table, so I never get to interact with anybody. But I texted Sean, and I said, "Hope you're okay." and Sean texted me back and said it was the best possible outcome. And I thought that was just so amazing. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
It was either way. Either way, we already made that. Like, I won, he won.
There was only two possible outcomes I wanted that night. I wanted to win, or I wanted Terrence to win. And to see Terrence win, I don't think I would have been able to enjoy it if I won the way I got to see Terrence live it. It was so much more satisfying.
I know, I got mascara on that I'm trying to keep.
To see him being the way he did that night. That was very satisfying for me. The win would have been fine, but to see him win,
no, it was amazing.
That was like a heart
amazing.
thing,
And you know, even it stayed through your press junket back there and everything.
I was crying. My manager Caitlin was like, she held me because I almost fainted on the stage. If you saw me, I was falling back. And they pull you, and then my manager was like, you need to calm down, stop crying, because I was hyperventilating.
I get it.
Because it was, and the thing is heavy. The damn Emmy is heavy as hell.
It is heavy.
And so you're like, and you're crying, and I was crying, and it kept going, and you see them rapping your name, and you see them getting it together, giving you this big, beautiful box. Then they're pulling, all the people got up to take pictures of you and ask you how you feel. It was a lot going on.
In fairness, though, I judged his category, so in the blue ribbon round.
Yeah.
And I sent him a message when I was done, and I said, "Get ready to win an Emmy."
She did.
He was like, "Really?" I was like, "There's no competition. Get ready to win an Emmy. The only person this can go to besides you is Sean." Like, but I know it. I can see this. You're about to win an Emmy.
She told me that.
And he was like, "You think so?" And I was like, "Yes, I judged you." So when he got up, I was like, I was like, "I told you." He goes, "You're next." I'm like, "No, my shoes are already off. I'm not winning that." But I did tell your friend.
Yes, and I was like, "You're next. Watch." And she's like, "No." And then when she won, I was like, yeah. So it was a beautiful moment.
Yeah, it sure was for us too to watch. I mean, and you obviously got your shoes back on in time.
Kinda. Yeah, no, it was very, very similar. Like the whole night afterwards, because there was a big gap between my category and Terrence's.
Yeah.
And every time I would look over at Terrence, he'd be like, "You're next." And I was like on my cell phone. We had a post party at a restaurant in Glendale. And so I was just making sure like the flower arrangements were where they were supposed to be. I just didn't think I had a shot. Like I didn't think I had a shot at all. And James came and sat next to me at one point, and he said, "I just want to be. I'm came to sit next to you. So I'll be next to you when you win." And I was like, these are some optimistic people. Because my shoes are off. I'm packing up. I'm starving. So when they called my name, everybody screamed, and it took me a second to process. And then once it did, I just closed my eyes, and somebody said, "You got to get up there." And I too dragged my friend, but I'm 1.5 feet shorter than him. So I wasn't, I was more pulling than dragging. But yeah.
He kind of had to want to come with you.
Yeah, there was no way I was going to win that unless he wanted to.
No, it was great. It was great. I mean, like I said to the Bay folks, the emotion that night and Sunday night. I mean, as you know, we do 2 nights of the Emmys, Friday and Sunday. Both nights, some of the best emotions, some of the most beautiful emotion I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And there is something about the daytime community, the family, and you certainly have a family in your show. I mean, and I think we can probably credit you for that, for putting that all together, James. But it's amazing. So what else are you guys up to?
Oh man, I've been writing. That's mostly what I had done before Giants and continuing through because I wasn't booking. So we were writing so that we could write roles for ourselves, and that ended up being like my day job. So I just wrapped season 4 of TNT's Animal Kingdom, and on Monday I started a new CBS show. So just writing this whole summer and probably the rest of the year.
And you're graduating
Saturday. Sunday. I graduate with my MFA on Sunday. So,
congratulations.
Thank you. Sorry, I forgot.
Wow.
I forgot to tell them until like 45 minutes ago.
She's a superwoman. Like, literally.
Wow.
And mommy as well.
Yeah, and momming. I have a 3-year-old.
You have a 3-year-old?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that's an all-the-time job.
So.
Wow. Wow. And what's going on with you, Terrence?
Well, I have 2 shows. One's coming out in September, First Wives Club with Jill Scott and Ryan Michelle Bay.
Oh.
And then right now I'm filming a Will Packer show. I can't say the title, even though James said the title. Earlier, I'm shooting a Will Packer project. That's going to be fun. And
announced that,
right? I don't know what they're doing, but they're like, you can't talk about it yet, but whatever. And then I'm one of the new characters, is that how you say it? For Progressive, the Motor.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
so
So,
half
you're
man-
like Flo, except
Yeah,
like an
but
extension of Flo.
I'm a half man,
Oh,
half
this
motorcycle.
is
So
great.
that's
Half
a
man,
campaign
half
right-
motorcycle?
Yeah, so that's a campaign. Yeah, so that's a campaign right now.
That's
running.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that I would watch.
Yeah.
That's great.
Thank you.
That's great. So you get to do a bunch of those?
Yeah, I shot 5 of them, so there's 5 commercials, nationals running right now.
Great.
Well, 3 running, 2 more will come later on, but there's 5 of them.
Well, that's great. Oh my God.
Take me to dinner.
Yeah, really. Take us all.
Yeah, we got Chipotle. We got something tomorrow. I'll play. We're gonna- That's why I couldn't come afterward. I was tired.
Man, that's good news. That's busy. And you said you're kind of back in the swing with your dancing again.
Yeah, I get to still audition, of course, as an actor, but I'm also I have some opportunities to choreograph for some college kids for their last semester,
Nice.
musical theater style. And I've been doing some modeling too. I just did a Barry's Boot Camp shoot
cool.
a couple weeks ago, last week or whatever that was. So still in the game, being positive in the middle of it.
Good. Good. Amazing. And you? What about you?
Oh man, writing a feature. Just turned in my rough draft.
Wow,
I have a first draft due in a few months. Auditioning, and one thing I've been really intentional about is making sure that the purpose of Giants doesn't die on the screen. And the intention behind the show is always to help people. And so we're wrapping up a series of mental health panels. Actually tonight, Sean's on the panel. It's geared towards LGBTQ mental health. We did one focused on Black women and mental health that Vanessa was on the panel. We did another one on Black men and mental health. So that's been a partnership with My Brother's Keeper Alliance and the County of Los Angeles. In addition, we're doing a summer program where we're working with 30 interns who are here in Los Angeles for the summer, interning across the industry from the big agencies to a lot of the studios. And we have a workshop series called Creating a Giant. And what we do is we take them through a series of workshops from writing, and producing, and directing, and acting. And then by the end of the summer, they will have produced their own short film. And so we're taking the tools and the resources that we have and all the things that we've learned, and we're giving them to the next generation of filmmakers. And that is the spirit of Giants.
Yeah.
And it
Oh,
goes
that's beautiful.
beyond,
That's
the
beautiful.
episodes. And the goal is really just to touch people and to help folks. And so I've been really focused on that while we figure out, what's next for the show.
Yeah, because we need you back.
Yeah.
We definitely need you back. There's a lot. I don't like you guys being estranged. We got to put that all
Gotta get
back
them
together.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
really do.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you
you
for
for
having us.
already
Thank you.
cutting me. It was amazing having you here.
Thank you.
We've never done anything like this before with 2 shows, and I liked it.
Yeah.
I really
It's
liked
good.
it. I loved the 2 creators kind of interacting
Yeah, me
and
too.
interviewing each other. I love that. I love that. But thank you all. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And thank you for everything.
Yes.
Oh,
Thank
Yes.
You're all a pleasure.
Yes,
It's
thank
such a
you.
pleasure. And God, look at all the beauty on this camera. I can't stand it. What are you telling me to do, Jesse? When I close, I should look at that camera. There's only 2, so I'm looking at the wrong one, right? Thank you all so much for being with us. We'll see you again in a couple of weeks. And I actually don't have to tell you to tune in to the Daytime Emmys yet for a while. But we're already making plans. There'll be, again, the first weekend in May in 2020. 2020? Oh my gosh. No, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just not real to me. It's just not real to me. Thank you all so much. Thanks to all the fans. And we will see you soon. And keep watching us on Facebook.